Everything alright. What's up, everybody? We're here with an analysis with Cabrudian. I have to do something. I have to turn the music up. Turn the sound up. Have the game sound on. Game music on. Alrighty, I'm going to Discord call you. Ready? Okay. Super Smash Brothers. I want to make sure I don't sound like a robot. Okay. Need to make sure I don't sound like a robot. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. Doing great.
Sweet, dude. Your day's been pretty alright, huh?
Yeah, it's been busy. The semester is over for us. No more online classes, so.
Gotcha. So it's like that's a big weight off your shoulders now,
Yeah, pretty much.
huh? Well, that's good, dude. So I got what you said about feel like you struggle against swords and say understanding decision making, like the layers on top of the interaction, you know, because it's always like you're getting walled out, but then they kind of can mix up their options, so it's hard to kind of gauge what they want to do. So we could definitely go over that, especially when it comes to risk reward is a huge part of it also. So yeah, dude, I'm glad that you're here. I know I haven't seen you since Evo Japan 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it was like, that must have been a crazy experience for you.
Dude, for real. It's like, I saw you, I saw like Justin Wong, Daigo, and all those guys.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, especially them. That must have been a crazy thing.
I think it's cool too, like, I was also in a Final Fantasy exhibit that I had no idea was in Japan, and we were checking that out too while we were there.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I thought Japan was a beautiful, beautiful place. It was very cold. I'm not really used to the cold. Oh, you're here in SoCal, it's super hot. I don't know how it is in good old Guam, but over here it's super, super hot. And going to Japan, it was just like a complete shocker.
Oh yeah, it's actually the first time for me too, because Guam is just an island. There is no winter.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so when I went to Japan, I was like, oh my god, it's so cold. I feel like I'm in a refrigerator or a freezer.
Yeah, I had to wear so many layers of clothes. I'm sure you did too, huh? Okay. I gave you the ID. The ID is LJ6WC. The password is 4563. Fratters 95, Yaga SSB, Rardy B, GG Nabbit. How are you guys doing? Good to see you guys. The average level of tournament players in Japan is just insane. The skill floor is so high. I thought it was pretty similar to SoCal, the skill floor. I mean, I think players everywhere are pretty good.
Yeah. Advance if I cut off.
I'm sorry? What'd you say?
Sorry in advance if I cut off.
Oh, you're totally good. I'm pretty sure they could hear you okay. Mario Error, what's up, dude? So usually how I like to start out lessons, I'm gonna go Cloud. I like to start with the best 3 out of 5, just kind of feel what we're at, and I'm definitely gonna keep what you said in mind about what you feel like you're struggling with, and I'm gonna keep a notepad on my end, as I'm a pretty forgetful dude, so I like to have a notepad to kind of remember certain things. So I'm gonna note some things down, and then I'm gonna bring them up to you. It's gonna basically be like a tournament set in a way. So we'll see how it goes, and yeah.
Okay, cool. We can start now.
Yeah, we're good. Do you have like a specific stage you want? Mine's set to town.
It don't matter. We'll just go town all the way.
Cool. Heldon Hassan, what's up, dude?
Alright, hopefully the lag is in our favor. Or
Right. Hopefully it's not so bad. Alrighty. Okay. Do I think I could beat Ness in a fist fight? Probably not, because he has like crazy powers. But like in a fist fight? Yeah, that boy's getting spanked, dude. I mean, unless he could use his powers, then that's different. Okay, I'm gonna write a couple notes on the pad. Write a couple notes on the pad for you. Alrighty. Are you serious? The hitbox got extended because of the fire. That was crazy. I didn't think it would last that long. Should have been a little bit closer there. Okay. Oh. Nice one. That was a really good spacing on that. He like pulled it back perfect. Wow. Okay. Do you have any, do you still want to go to town, or?
Let's try FD.
FD? Okay, for sure. Okay, FD it is. Nice. Oh, he's definitely not doing that. Oh, nice. Way too deep. probably should have D'd myself, because it's like the safe option. Picked like the most risky option there. Oh, I barely hit and that barely killed. I was like,
Nice. Okay.
yeah. Unfortunately, like you drop shield or you try to jump last second.
Yeah, I think that's just like a major habit of mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the set personally? Like, did you feel like you were getting most of the things you wanted to do? Did anything catch you off guard, or how did you feel about those games?
Like, I feel like I'm aware of what I'm doing wrong. Like, there are times where I shouldn't overextend when a backer can just cleanly hit me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I took you in a disadvantage state long enough, but I'm not able to hold it for long.
Yeah.
Besides delay being like a common factor, because obviously we're doing an online lesson, there's bound to be like, there's going to be a difference offline.
Yeah.
I think I did okay, even though you destroyed me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I felt like in the beginning it was kind of like you're getting your footing a little bit, and then game 2 you started adapting, started to kind of catch on to how I wanted to land, and then you're running up shielding when I wanted to come down with forward air and stuff. Like you had a better handle on what generally you thought I was looking for, which was a lot better. There was a big shift between game 1 and game 2. There was a couple things. I think one thing in neutral is it's a recurring problem, but it's something that has a lot of... It's complicated and it's not that complicated. I felt as if in neutral, your neutral wasn't that bad. It seemed like you were blocking a lot. You were blocking in situations where I have enough time to just run up and grab you, but there's a lot of options you have if you do feel uncomfortable when you're sitting shield. I felt like you're sitting in shield, but you're like stuck in shield. It's not like you're sitting in shield patiently waiting for an opening. It seems like you're sitting in shield because you're like defensive and you're like tensing up kind of, as opposed to like seeing the opportunity in the defensive situation. That's what I noticed mostly. I could show you what I mean. Is that kind of an accurate picture, or?
It sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, like there was a couple moments, I think game 1 or game 2, where I grabbed you, I think 3 or 4 times, something like that, 3 or 4 times in a row. And I figured, okay, he's adapting to certain things, but he's not adapting to that, because that tells me that he's probably uncomfortable when he's in shield, more uncomfortable than he should be. I could show what you mean, what I mean by that. Sorry.
Yeah, we can go in game and you can demonstrate it.
Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. So, the first thing to know is what the range of your hitboxes, and what your hitboxes, the properties in your hitbox. For example, your short out fair, it's a slight disjoint. So if I want to come in with my fair, and then you could stuff me out with your forward air, because it's quicker. If I want to come in with a backer, like jump in with a backer, your forward air will intercept it. If I want to run in at you, your forward air will intercept me. So you'll generally hit me with that forward air as like a walling tool, as long as you use it at the right time. Obviously I can come from above and beat it, or I can like space my backer so that it goes through your forward air. But at certain ranges, if I'm close, like this, I'm at this range, if I want to throw out a move and you throw out forward air, your move's going to win first. This is quicker. So, with that being said, say if you feel uncomfortable, like I'm throwing out a bunch of moves, backer, all this stuff, and that forces you to block. You don't want to really act, right? So, the only option I have is to either force you to drop your shield. Can you block for a sec? Like, I could force you to drop your shield by like baiting you out and like diminish your shield, or I can just grab you, right? So you have a couple options. You can react to me trying to grab you first off. So you can like react with a short hop fair. So like, say if you're in shield, like read when I want to grab you, for example. Right there, you full jumped away, for example. So you have a lot of options in shield. I felt like you were sitting in shield because you're uncomfortable and you weren't really noticing. You weren't noticing the openings. You were just trying to not get hit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like when you're defensive, when you're blocking, just remember, like, always make sure you keep your eyes on your opponent. Watch what your opponent's doing, and then you can like insert a move out of shield to guard your position. Like a short hop nair can be enough. Your nair is amazing. Ness is one of the best nairs in my opinion because it's just super big and it has like a slight disjoint on it, and it's quick. I think you can use 2-in-1 short hop in this game, right? You could in Smash 4. You could do, yeah, you could do 2-in-1 short hop in this game, which is pretty crazy. So you could do that. So like if you feel stuck in shield, remember you have nair out of shield. You can do fair out of shield, nair out of shield. You can stuff me out. Once I get to a certain range, if I get too close, bam, you have that hitbox to protect you. So that was one of the major things I noticed in the neutral, because I felt like in the ground game you weren't actually doing all that bad. You're doing pretty good. But it was just like the moments you felt defensive I noticed was the biggest problem. The biggest flaw, but overall I thought it was actually pretty solid. That was like the biggest thing I noticed as far as the neutral game. I wrote it down a couple other things. The next thing is obviously when I'm juggling you or hitting you off stage. Like say if I throw you off stage, and then you come up with the up B, like you jump right away, and then I like that, whatever. You come up, and then now you're in a position where you have to recover, and then I'm hitting you. Like right there, since you up-beat at that, you up-beat like right here, in this area, you could have just drifted. Yeah, you could drift lower. Just go low. So I can't just easily drop down. That angle, it's much harder to cover your up-B. So I still could cover it, but you want to make it as difficult as possible. So you want to go low. So if I'm hitting you, you don't have to up B high. You don't have to up B here. You don't have to up B right here. You can drift. Exactly. Go down that low. I can still 2-frame you. But it's better than just, oh, run off spike or run off back air or whatever. You know? Because the 2-frame exists no matter what what you do. No matter what I can 2-frame you. But at least if you go low, you have the option to mix up your timing on your up B. And it's harder for me to just drop down and spike you because you have the thunder thing protecting you, so it's much more difficult to do so. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, so what I got from you is like, it's best to recover low, so it's really hard for Cloud to get me, or
yeah.
to 2-frame me to begin with. And the only option you probably have is like limit neutral B and limit side B
yeah.
to stage spike me.
Yeah, I mean, I could technically spike you through the stage. I still have a couple options, but it's not as many options as I have if you up B right here. If you up B right there, then I can still 2-frame you, first of all, and I could also run off and spike you, or I can grab the edge and back air you, or I can, like, you know, drop off, air dodge through the stage, and then blade beam you. Like, I can do a lot of things to kill you there. But if you up B low, like this, it's much harder for me to do that. Especially if you get really good, like Foe is really good at mixing up his up Bs. So he's mixing up the timing on it. So sometimes he'll make the thunder go super low, so when I'm trying to 2-frame him, the timing's very ambiguous, you know? So you can do things like that. I felt like you were trying to force or rush your way down to the stage. And because of that, I was just hitting you, and then I was killing you earlier than you should have been dying. And if you had kept those stocks, you might have taken my stock first, and then you're playing from the lead. You don't have to play from behind, you know? So I think that makes a huge difference as far as the pace of the match in the long run, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, also, by the way, if you at any moment you have any questions, comments, concerns, yeah, feel free to let me know. I'll try my best to answer. Yep.
I think I'm pretty much good for now. I'll bring up any questions mid-set, if anything.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, we'll work on those couple things for now. Also, when I play, I am going to speak out loud to kind of help understand my thought process on things. That might help too. And if I notice it, then I'll bring it to your attention also.
Alright, cool.
Sweet. I know I can go off and ramble quite a bit, so don't be... you can interrupt me mid-speech if you want.
Nah, it's good. I'm just listening to you. You're the teacher here.
For sure.
By any chance, are you on Ethernet, by the way? Or,
You mean like LAN adapter?
Yeah.
I have one. I don't have it used because I have a Ethernet connected to my desktop, which allows me to stream. I would need to buy, I would need to buy another Ethernet in order to stream with both the LAN adapter and, connect it to my desktop through Ethernet, which is unfortunate.
Oh, okay, I see.
Is the connection, is that connection awful?
Well, considering we're like, I'm in Asia and you're in North America.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Like, I mean, it's hard to react. Like you mentioned, like, it's hard to react to, like, yep, I have to react to grabs, but online it's hard to react to begin with.
Right.
I don't want to be Johnny. It's just straight up facts. It's a little harder online.
Right, of course. But what I noticed mostly is the intent behind your shield. It was like, oh, please don't hit me kind of thing. Obviously, it's much more difficult to react. Like, I know that feeling. Like, when I know someone's gonna tomahawk and I try to short up nair and then they grab me out of my jump, I'm just like, ah. So I know how it feels. But yeah, for sure. I think for the most part, like, I feel like the connection is pretty okay, and I feel like for the most part you're doing a pretty good job for dealing with a lot of the options I do.
Okay. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity again. Let's go.
For sure, man. For sure. You guys are talking about Falco versus Pitt? I don't know what you guys are talking about. I see you guys just having a huge discussion in there. I don't know what you guys are saying. Alright, cool. Town and City, big stage. You can both move around. See what you're gonna do. I'm just kind of feeling you out. You're like showing out short out fairs. I assume that rolling was a mistake, and then you went for cross up back air on my back air. So I back aired your shield like this. Like, yeah. And then you tried to counter. You tried to counter with your own back air, which it's impossible with the frame data. Just show you what I mean? So if I back air your shield, if you try to counter with a short up aerial, I could block in time. So you're trying to counter with the short up aerial, and I'm either gonna up smash you if you cross me up, or short up nair you, or I am going to up B it. So that's what makes Cloud pretty annoying to deal with when he's on the ground, because he has a great out of shield, and his moves are safe enough to where he could just buffer block right after. Like, look how low lag this has. Like, back air and I could block at that time. So you can't short out back air, but what you can do is you can mix up the timing on your short out back air. So if I back air your shield, you can like wait a moment and then forward air, or wait a moment and then back air, because it seems like you're going for like the true punish on it. Maybe if it's like a multi-hit, like your short out forward air, because that has the opportunity of poking and doing shield damage. Or if you do like a pull away back air, which does shield damage, and if I like back air, try to jump or whatever, that's gonna catch me. But yeah, there's definitely layered interactions on top of safe aerials and neutral like that. And it's like one of those things as a Mario main, and I guess a little bit as a NES main too, we feel like we have such good frame data that we could just counterattack out of shield. As I know I do. I do that a lot. But there's a lot of times when, especially with Cloud, because the character tendency is to throw out an aerial into block. Throw out an aerial into block, because his buttons are okay. They're not the best buttons. So pretty much he's going to use an aerial a lot of the time and then block, so that if you try to counterattack, he's going to up B it, or he's going to back air it, or he's going to up air you, or whatever. So that's typically what Clouds do. So a good option in general against Cloud is just to wait and grab me. Like if I throw out a safe move and then you see him think I'm gonna block, just grab it. Straight up grab me. Oh, sorry. So yeah, you just grab that and just hit him, and then that makes me uncomfortable to block. Once you condition me out of blocking, then you can do a bunch of other options. Then you can like do those backers out of shield because you expect me not to block right away or whatever the thing is. So yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's just a player tendency for like, oh, something hit my shield. I want to do something I want to do an out of shield aerial.
Right.
I think that goes through my head automatically, and like I pretty much go autopilot.
Oh,
like I
yeah.
know I know in my head that this back air or Cloud's back air is -3, but my other mind is like, oh, he hit me. I want to do something back.
Right. You almost feel like you're quick enough, like despite the frames, like yeah, I could get there quick. Like I know, I definitely feel that way. Like I almost always try to counterattack someone, but sometimes it's like, okay, he's blocking a lot, then I'm gonna grab or whatever. So it's like there's definitely different layers on it, and if you open up the layers, like if you start countering me for trying to block, then I'm gonna try to, as long as I'm an okay player, I'm gonna adapt to that. So. I back air your shield, then you grab me. I back air your shield, then you grab me. Okay, I can't just block. So I back air your shield, I try to jump, and then you read that. You short out forward air. And then it's like, okay, I can't block, and I can't jump, so let me try to roll. And then now you got the mix. Now you got me playing defensively as opposed to dictating the situation. Then I have to like juggle between what your options are going to be, and that makes me harder to set up what I want to do. So it definitely opens up things. Cool. Ready?
Alright, yeah.
Awesome. Right there, that back air, pretty risky. You came back up with your back air after I hit you off stage, and then I back aired you away. It's one of those things I do too, but you can do that. You can make a slight adjustment to that. So if you come up from the edge, like say if I got hit from the edge, and I'm recovering, well, I can do it there. I got hit so low. If I get hit higher up, I could do that back air and recover, or I can do like up air and then pull to the edge. Like I could do that, as opposed to like all the way on stage, or like back air drift all the way in. I could pull it back a little. I could do like back air and then grab hold nearer to the edge, so it's harder for me to just jump back or any on reaction. Sometimes, yeah, like do that again. Yeah, and then back air, but pull yourself back. Exactly, like that. So if I want to back air, yeah, so it's harder for me to get that back air. You know what I mean? Like sometimes even, people will overextend trying to hit you. Like people will overextend a lot of the time. So sometimes that little drift is all you need to just gotta get someone to miss and then, back throw. You know, and then you can steal games like that or whatever. That happens all the time.
I think a good example too was during our set where you tried to overextend with Nair to edgeguard me,
Yeah.
and then I just countered with my own Nair.
Yeah, I went way too low. I felt like because I had limit, I can get away with it, but you were definitely aware of the situation, so you just hit me with a back air. It's like you can punish someone's offense even if you're in a disadvantaged position. That's why I don't really use the term disadvantage and advantage that much, even though I do understand what people mean. Because there's a lot of moments when you can just totally flip the script on somebody. Like you'll be in a bad spot, quote unquote, and then you'll throw out a move and space it in a certain way so that you get the guy to overextend, and because they overextend, bam, you get the punish. Sometimes you get a harder punish from getting them overextend than just beating them out in neutral, you know? I know I spent a lot of time, we only have a minute left, but we can still play this out.
Yeah, okay.
Cool. Okay. You did that downer. I thought you were either gonna immediately attack or I thought you were gonna like roll. So that's why I spaced it the way I did, so it would cover an immediate attack. And if you tried to run in after it, I had enough room to run before you came, or pivot grab in this case. Nice spot.
That was my fault.
Okay. Does that help you out at all?
Yeah, it does. It just needs some time. I just need to take some time to like process and apply it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Well, slowly now, and then later on, hopefully, it's gonna be sticking with me from here on.
Yeah, it's one of those things that once you learn, you get it. Because then you see people overextend. You physically see them make a mistake, and then it's like, okay, there's the opportunity. It helps a ton. Because there are a lot of moments I do autopilot just like that. Like, people ask me, like, how do you get over the autopilot? Like, I still have autopilot-y moments. The thing is when I notice myself autopiloting, I can like, okay, I'm autopiloting. And then I can like snack myself out of it in a way. So it's like, that's the thing. So like, sometimes I'll overextend. Like, I'll back air too close to the opponent. And I'll get whip punished, and then I'll like, okay, that's what happened. So this time I'll back air, but I'll space it close to the edge. They try to grab me, and then I up smash them, or whatever happens. And then sometimes I take games from that. Just off that. Just by being in a bad situation and spacing myself correctly, I could put myself in a position to reversal because they made a mistake on offense. When they were supposed to be in advantage, and you could just totally like, it's like the little things that really make a big difference. Okay. That was a good full jump away. Okay. I did a short up near to cover your jump in case you did, and I pulled it away enough so that if you did a roll or anything, I could cover it. Okay. That was a good psi magnet. Okay. Nice nair. That was really good spacing on that backer. Okay. Right there, it's important not to panic. Like, old me would have panicked there. Like, I got PK fired, I have no jump. Like, it's so easy to just roll back on stage. But it's like, you have to control the instinct to do that. Because you're invincible there. So there's no real reason to be afraid. It's like it's just an uncomfortable position. But there's no objective reason to be afraid if you have invincibility there. I see you were up airing, trying to get out of hit stun. Oop. But you could have fast fell and up air, and that way you would have pinned yourself lower to the edge, so I can't just get that back here. Oh. Nice. Forward throw. thought I was gonna die. I thought you were gonna read that. Oh! Nice one. I thought you were gonna PK fire, so I just did nothing in tech. I'll be able at that range. Okay, you went low. Only option I have is the 2-frame. You went high on my shield, so I knew that you had enough time to throw out another aerial, so that's why I didn't drop shield. But I knew that you didn't have enough time for me to land and tomahawk me before I could react to it, so that's why there was no reason for me to do anything other than sit and shield. Down tilt. Charmer, you have no jump. Immediate back here. What are you gonna do? Good dash attack. It's a burst option, hard to deal with. I missed the pivot grab, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna jab. I'm gonna block him and get out of there because I'm at high percent. Good roll. That was a really, really good roll. That was a really good roll. Oh, I have no jump. Oh, that hit you?
I was gonna jump back. It's okay.
I just didn't think that you're close enough. I thought I was like, oh, I missed. Okay, that was weird. Does my speaking out loud help you at all?
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's like it's hard to give kind of like general help because like as if you like listen to myself talk about the game out loud, there's so many things that are so unique to the situation that you kind of have to be put in a lot of situations and see these situations often and know the right answer. But once you see them enough, then it's like you can rationalize it on your own. Like, I don't think there's like a really general way to play Smash. I think there's just different styles, and you would kind of custom your character to your style. That's what I think. That's just my opinion about it. That's why I think that like.
So it's I can see what you're trying to say. It's like people can play the same character, like people are doing Mario Dittos, but the way they play or the way they use moves are not the same.
Right.
Like you could use Bear in this sort of way, but this other player likes to do it offensively and all that stuff. That's what I see. Like what you're trying to say, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's like, what's the appropriate circumstance for an aggressive back air versus a defensive one? Like, you can use defensive back airs and then, like, all of a sudden throw out an aggressive one. Or it just depends on the situation. It's like you have to be able to learn how to think critically about it. I think that a lot of situations depend on knowing, like, slight details about it that differentiate. For example, like, you may already know this, but you know, like the difference between a high aerial and a low aerial. Like a move that hits your shield high versus a move that hits your shield low. It's a different move almost. Makes the situation totally different. So like if I hit your shield with a back air like that, that's like a high back air. So the time it takes me between me hitting your shield and me landing, I have more frames. There's more frames it takes me to touch the ground when I hit your shield high, because I'm hitting your shield high. So by the time I hit your shield and land, a certain amount of frames has passed. That gives you more time to punish it. But that also means typically if I'm gonna do high back air, the move comes out quicker, because it's like an immediate back air, or it's like a slightly delayed one. But if I want to do a low back air, usually that's a pretty delayed one, which makes me vulnerable on the rise because I have to position myself. But usually if I position myself correctly, you can't punish it. Like if I do a delayed bagger from this range, it's hard to punish it because I'm never actually in range for you to short out fair me, for example. Or you would have to be already using a burst option to cover my jump. But if I do a low aerial, this is harder to punish because I have like 3 frames of lag, because the time it takes me to hit the ground is actually slower. I mean, quicker, sorry. It's quicker for me to hit the ground there. So, I have more frames to be able to act. You know what I mean? So, those little tiny differences make a completely different situation. Like, a guy hits your shield high versus hitting your shield low. That changes your response on according to what's called for in that moment. So yeah, when I talk about the game, it may seem complicated, or it may seem like I'm saying a lot of stuff, but there are little differences about situations, you know, things like that. And there's definitely preferential things. Like sometimes people don't feel comfortable grabbing there, even though it's like a true punish. They don't feel comfortable. Sometimes they know the guy's gonna block, but they're gonna save that punish for later. It just depends on the circumstance. But yeah. Cool, you ready?
Yeah, let's go for it.
For sure. I did a pull away dare, and then you try to short out ferret, but it's a safe pull away dare. I'm throwing out moves to kind of cover you coming in, but you're not coming in right away. You can't punish that. I mash up B all the time. Rising up air. You did a double jump fair, which made you vulnerable. You have to up B now. You have no jump. Drift back. No, you still have no jump. Dash back. Good punish. I'm gonna jump away. Okay. I only left that situation with 8%. Cross up. Yeah. Same situation. I used a really safe aerial, and then you try to counter with the backer, but it was a cross up. If you had done, oh, by the way, if you do that aerial, like say if I backer your shield, like from this position, right? If you try to counter with an aerial at high percent, don't cross me up, because if you cross me up, you're facing forward. I'm facing you, which makes me free to up smash you. So if you want to do an aerial, you can do a short up nair pull away instead. So if I do this nair back air, exactly. So in order for me to kill you, I have to dash attack, but if you read my dash attack and block that, then bam, that's a punish. So yeah, things like that. Cool, ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. I thought you were backing up to use a PK fire there. I'm a delay. Oh, you slightly moved out of the way. That was good. Oh. I'm a block there. Good punish. Good punish. I'm gonna jump into that so I can actually get extra height, which is not the worst thing in the world. I can take the hit just to live. It would have been worse if you hit me with the tail. Air dodge? Yes. Most people feel uncomfortable there, so I wait for the air dodge. Especially because I have limit, down tilt, immediate back air. You try to recover out of hitstone with the aerial, and I can just trade with that, or just beat it out outright. You almost did the cross up, but you actually baited the up B for that spacing. Spot dodge. Oh, I tried to get carried there. I tried to fair your shield and then spot dodge. Okay. Nice nair coming down. I couldn't jump at that height because you were too low. So if I felt like I could jump, that was not good. I'm gonna try to make it back with limit if I can. I'm not gonna die. DI in. Nice one. Nice, I'm a DI in. I felt like you were expecting DI away, so I'm a DI in. Good PK fire, you whip punished my dare. It's fine. Nice one, I'm gonna jump away. Nice, I'm out of my jump. Oh, you almost had the frame trap, I was able to roll. Missed the timing on that. I baited the drop shield because I saw you shielding on my way down, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna double jump like this. Double jump, see what you do. This time you hold block, which is fine. I'm gonna roll back here. Oh. Still got hit. You have no jump. Still no jump. So I can chase that. tilt, grab. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So if I two frame your down, if I two frame your up B, remember you have the option of doing nothing. You have the option of doing nothing and drifting and going low. The problem with your hitboxes is even though they're slightly disjointed, I have a huge sword, so I could just double jump back here and eat out your moves. So which is why I killed you. I think second stock I down tilted you and then I overshot by a back air because I expected you to drift away. That's a typical situation. Usually that's what I usually go for against Ness. If I down tilt them, they usually try to pull away and throw out a hitbox, but they can just pull away. They can just pull away an air dodge or something.
Okay.
Okay. Guaranteed damage, it's fine. Roll in, down tilt. I ran up block there. I knew I didn't have enough time to throw out a move, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get closer to him. Yeah, I went too low. I've noticed the habit, you tend to throw out a save move and then block. The angle you're at, I kind of figured you'd go above the edge. Yep. Nice parry. Good, you're going low. Oh. Okay. I walk back to cover roll distance there. No jump? Yeah, I waited for something. For the blade beam. Okay. I'm gonna go Mario the rest of the time.
Okay. I think we only have like 5 minutes left.
Yeah, we have a couple minutes left, but I'm still, if you're down, we can have like a set after too.
Yeah. Another set would be great.
Cool. So do you have any questions, comments, concerns at this point about anything I've said, or maybe about something else? Like maybe you're struggling against a certain player or something, or?
Not in particular, but I will message you like after this if I do have anything, because I was gonna look back in the stream later just to see in more detail if we missed something.
Right, for sure. Okay. Nesu. Mejio. Nesu and Mejio. Nice spot dodge. Figure you're gonna roll in there. I thought I was gonna get grabbed, but I was like, I hope I space this outside of grab range. Back throw. I did not think I was gonna get stage spike. Double jump away. If I upbeat, I was dead, and if I...
You're so sick.
Yeah. I was like, might as well go for it, because if I upbeat, I die, but if I don't get it, I don't die. But if I don't go for it, you don't die, so I might as well go for it. Okay. Okay, Thunder, I'm okay. Tilt, forward tilt. Here we cancel forward tilts. Cover tech chase options. Oh. Triple upper just so I can keep pressuring. Good dash attack. I'm dead. I'm waiting for PK Fire now. I think that's the biggest threat. Yeah. Thought my weak nair would cover your dash. Went for it. Almost died. I did not think that was gonna hit you.
I was gonna magnet, so it would have whipped. It's
oh,
okay.
you like a magnet above me?
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have been right outside the range too. You probably would have hit me weak back air there. If I don't know if it was like, no, you could have done like drag down forward air into grab and killed me.
Yeah.
Right there, I mean, I noticed your burst options there were pretty good. Like, you use them in awkward spots. It's hard to me kind of get a handle on when you're going to do them, so that was pretty good. Fair to grab is not true. Might not be true, but it's still scary. The only option I had there was to block. Should have beat sooner. Should have mashed it. Because if I had no jump there, there's no reason not to mash it. He has no jump. Okay, he's recovering. He's throwing out hitboxes to protect himself. Dash attack. Okay, I'm just gonna play it patient. He has a lead. Trade. One of the rare options I use to cover the beat. I'm gonna wait, I have invincibility there. Blood. That was unfortunate. Because if you had hit me a little earlier with the thunder, I would have got spiked. I would have died first. You would have made it back. But it was like, happened to be a perfect trade. And I don't think you were expecting to get hit, so like, you missed the tech too. Maybe you did press tech, but it didn't register. Yeah. Basically, how it's going, you just do a first to 3. Okay, we can do a first to 3. Definitely do a first to 3. It's also rhythm. Like a lot of most of the time, you're actually doing really good. There was a moment though you were throwing out moves in a certain rhythm, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait it out. So I'm gonna just come in at a timing that he's not expecting. Okay. Yeah, away on that. I tried to do that to cover a back roll. I thought he would not do that. Couldn't punish that. Oh, it's pretty good then. Triple jab. Try to do an empty land up smash as opposed to like an empty land grab. He nared in time though. Nared that shield in time. Grab was barely off. Okay, using the mag magnet to protect himself. Okay, he's gonna hold back. I have a lead here, so I don't really have to fight to it. I just wait for him. It's a little damage, not gonna matter much, as long as I get to center stage. Oh, that hit me! I guess the hitbox lasts for long. I don't think he expected to hit himself that way. That covers attack or air dodge sometimes. He had the punish, but he was just off slightly. This is a moment I'd make a decision and change my playstyle. Oh my god, I lost my jump! I didn't know I lost my jump.
I had no idea you didn't have a jump either.
I know. I thought that I don't know. I thought I didn't jump. I thought I was getting hit on the ground. So I guess the PK fire, I tried to jump out of it. I don't know. Something happened. Okay. This time, I'm going to change my playstyle slightly. I'm going to be a little more aggressive. A little more assertive. We were talking about Simon. What? My upper hit? I thought he was gonna run in. I didn't know that he was trying to like run in and then overshoot, but I thought he was gonna run in. Oh, that was a snipe. As long as I don't get grabbed, I'm okay. 137. As long as I don't get grabbed or up aired, I'm okay. He was a little too early on that. If he was a little later, the lasting hitbox would have got me. I could have B-reversed, but I decided not to. I feel like he would have read that. Oh, that was like barely out of the range, the PK fire. He barely jumped. Oh, I thought I swear he was gonna roll in, but that was a good restraint. That's like the most unfortunate thing about Nest is the dash attack thing. Oh, you still there?
Oh yeah, sorry. There's just a lot of construction noises going on, like mid-set. So.
Oh, I see. It's just a lot of housework, whatever.
Yeah.
Industrial
pretty
work.
Much. But yeah, it's. I think I saw in his set. I forgot who he was wearing a white color Nest. You were like keeping him off stage due to the dash attack, like full on.
Yeah, it's tough. You can bounce on the stage and then try again, but it's one of those things. It's like it sucks. It's just a very exploitable part of Ness's recovery. I was fighting Best Ness in a money match at Frostbite, and he was getting around it. I don't remember how he was getting around it, but sometimes he was. He had like a little counterplay to it. I think he was mixing up his timing well. Like he would go low again with the up B, and then go super low. So I dash attack at the timing that I expect most Nesses to up B at, but he would go extra low at the Thunder, and then he would recover. So it was like kind of hard. I think that's how he got around it.
I see.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. Like Foe has some crazy stuff on that with in Smash 4, and sometimes in this game with his up B shenanigans, he knows exactly how to mix it up. So even if people have crazy gimps on him, he makes it as difficult as possible for him to get the right thing, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Town and City. Oh. I think he didn't mean to dash.
Yeah, that was unintentional.
Yeah, I figured. Oh, I meant to short up Nair. gonna keep my lead. Oh, I meant to roll. I know for a fact he didn't mean to F tilt. He meant to probably grab the other way. I forget that I can grab out of flood. No!
No jump. I forgot.
I didn't think that you had no jump. Damn.
I think this is karma for like the last time of the first game.
Oh, because I had no jump? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst, dude. Like, when you feel like, oh yeah, I can just make it back, and then you're just drifting and you're dead. It's the most annoying thing. Okay. Do you have any questions or anything, or comments?
I'm pretty good for now.
Cool. By all means. I don't know why I have the targets theme set. I actually hate this one. Good DI. You recognize the cross-up. Thought I lost my jump again. Okay. Oh! Down, up smash. For some reason I did not think that was gonna kill.
GG's.
Good games, man. You have really good sense for patience. You have you're really good patient style. It's hard to get close.
Yeah, I was like, he's probably gonna run into the forward tilt, and then I noticed like you started respecting like my space. You started shielding, and I'm like, man, I have to adapt faster to that.
Yeah, well, I noticed that the style that I usually do isn't working. Because I noticed that the way you play Ness isn't like how most people play Ness. So usually when I go into a match, is like I kind of play the matchup on paper first, just kind of feel out how someone plays. But I noticed that you were playing very different than how most Nesses play. You're playing very patient. You're playing very wait and kind of throw out PK fires and save spots. So I was like, okay, I see that he's playing this way. So instead of trying to force myself too much, I'm just gonna play back and kind of wait to see what he does. And then it seemed to work, but it felt like I was being let off the hook sometimes. Like, I felt like although it was hard, it was like a trade-off. It's like although it's hard to hit you in neutral, the trade-off is I get to think more in neutral. Because you're holding back, like you're jumping back. So it's like, okay, I can kind of think of what I want to do, think of a strategy. I can like flood you to the corner. Instead of like actually having to engage you, you're giving me all that space and all that room to not engage you, which is a playstyle preference. Obviously, there's a problem with overly aggressive styles too. I think that being able to mix up between them is important. So I think that you have a really good grasp of patience and like spacing and knowing what your bubble is. You have a very good understanding of that, very fundamental understanding of your own bubble. I feel like sometimes you should break that bubble and just like dash attack or short off forward air, like kind of get them thinking that you're gonna do something, even if you don't actually intend to do it. Just get them thinking that you are, just so they kind of are on edge, you know, and it makes them feel a lot less comfortable and not able to think as clearly because they're always on their mind is what's always on their mind is going to be, okay, he might approach me at any second, he might do this random thing at any second. You might do a unreactable burst option at this range. So you kind of keep that in their mind, and then you can play around that expectation a little bit. That's what I would recommend.
I think I see like the main reason why I'm playing in that kind of bubble right now is because I'm not comfortable seeing other playstyles. Because I've been playing the same people for years, and I never get the opportunity to play other playstyles or see people adapt to this kind of level. So it's a really good experience for me to see that. And then I'll probably like as I go through the lessons more with you, I might like be better overall in catching those sense of levels, those layers that you mentioned. Like
adaptation's actually crazy because when you play a variety of players, you kind of notice common habits, common tendencies, and you also notice the unique things about a person. So it's like you okay, I don't see that in most people. So those things stand out to them, and that kind of resonates with you as like a unique part of their style. It's like if you're not used to fighting a bunch of different people, then everything's unique as far as you're concerned. But like once you fight a bunch of different styles, then you can kind of like, okay, most Falcon players do XYZ. Most Sheik players play like this. So you kind of can categorize. You have a style that's very different. And I'm not really used to fighting S's that way. Another thing about layers, like a good example is tomahawks. So if I think, you know what a tomahawk is, obviously, like an empty land grab.
Yeah.
Right. So if I want to empty land grab you, say if you're throwing out a bunch of moves, backer, and now you're blocking. Similar to how I mentioned before with the cloud. So you're blocking, and I jump in at you. You think that I'm gonna throw an aerial, then I land and grab you, right? So you read that the next time. I jump in trying to make you think that I'm going to throw out a move to try to grab you, and then you shore up near out of shield. That's like a layer on that interaction. Okay, so you shore up nared me after trying to go for a tomahawk. So instead of trying to go for the tomahawk, I'm going to jump at you outside of your nair range, land, and forward tilt you. So you're going to try to short up nair because you think I'm a tomahawk, then I'm going to forward tilt you. So you think that I'm an empty land forward tilt, then you short up forward air. So you think I'm an empty land forward tilt, so you short forward air. Therefore, I just run up and up smash you because you forward aired, and I could just trade and kill you. So it's like that's how the layers become increasingly more complex the better player you get, because layers become more and more deepened, because you know the options, you know the previous options, you know what the guy's expecting, and you know what the counter options to whatever options picked. So it makes it much more dynamic in that way. So yeah, layered interactions is what I call it. And I think it's a really unique part about Smash, because there's so many different ways. Like, you know, you're off stage, you're on a platform, you're all over the place. So many things that you get to learn about a person the more you're put in situations, and it definitely helps your perspective on fighting a bunch of different play styles and different routes to attack a problem. Because a lot of problems have a bunch of different solutions. So, yeah.
So it's like basically a never-ending math problem where you have to critically think for each given situation and try to find solutions for it. But then there's going to be more problems that just keep going away and away because like there's so many variables in fighting games in general, right?
Absolutely, you know, and you're also dealing with a human being, and human beings could just change their mind. They could just do things randomly. And you also have to keep in account for that. Like, so you might be fighting the smartest dude on Earth, but the smartest dude on Earth might be fighting the dumbest dude in existence. But the smartest dude is going to win these certain interactions, but the dumb dude is just going to do something unexpected and kill them for it. You know what I mean? So it's like people are pretty unpredictable in that sense. So that's what makes it also more interesting. It's like the variance of wildness that can occur too. But yeah, it's definitely a never-ending math problem. Is an interesting way of looking at it. But it's definitely something that continues to evolve as you evolve, and the better you play people, and the more you kind of understand solutions to problems, and it becomes very complex and becomes extremely fun.
But yeah, it's I think we'll just end it here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me again. Sorry if I'm muffled, but not only did I do this for myself and for you, I did it for a lot of the Guam people here because I feel like they need to get a better understanding of how fighting games work and how the neutral is gonna go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely an honor again, and I feel like I'm definitely gonna go ask you for more lessons regarding these, because I feel like it's like my only way right now to level up, because I have no, besides online with my friends or the players here, I want to branch out to other people that I can connect to, and it's considered playable.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, dude, first of all, shout outs to the Guam people, man. Shout outs to them. They don't get enough representation, you know? So it's always good having you, and I'm glad you, I hope it helped you. I hope this lesson helped you, and I hope that other people benefit from it as well. I know you said you wanted it on YouTube so that everybody could watch it, you know, and I hope that they take away something from it also. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And also, I didn't know if you're a part of my Discord or not. My Discord server. Let me link it to you. You can join my Discord server. There's an Ask Me Anything section. So if you have any more questions, even not necessarily about this lesson, but Smash in general, I'll try my best to answer it. And yeah, man, just let me know whenever you feel more, feel like you want more assistance, then yeah, by all means, I'd be more than happy to help.
All right, thank you so much. Well, I guess that concludes the lesson. I just wanted to say hi to all the Guam people that tuned in. I posted it on the Guam fighting community. I'm not sure who's there because I can't see the Twitch chat. But thanks everyone who tuned in. Zanyu is a great player. I believe. Please follow and subscribe to him. He's a really great player overall. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Alrighty, man. Hey, take care. Have a nice rest of your night. Or what time is it for you?
It's like the afternoon, 12 p.m.
Oh my god, that's crazy. It's like almost 8 here.
Yeah.
Well, it's like 7:30.
Wait. PM?
Yeah, 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, so basically how Guam works is like we're basically a day ahead of you guys. So it's Saturday or Monday.
Yeah, you're in the future.
Yeah, we're in the future. We'll tell you right now, Paper Mario is confirmed for Smash.
Oh boy, that's hey, you heard it here first, dude. You guys heard it here first. Purple Mario's coming tomorrow. But yeah, for sure, dude. Have a nice rest of your day. You have a full day ahead of you. So.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Take care.
You too.
That was Cabrudian, everybody. That was Cabrudian. That was an awesome lesson. He's a nice dude. I met him at Evo, Japan. He's a sweet guy. From Guam. It's good to have Guam representation. As we have Brazilian representation. We have fucking... Where's Heldenhassen from? Germany? German representation. We have a bunch of people coming, dude. He says good games and thank you. Absolutely, man.